Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of the Storm Report Live. We are presented by the pharmacy in Bennington and Manchester, JC Tractor, the Bennington Rescue Squad, King Spread, and Ramontos North Adams. Today's guests are tight end defensive end James Waters and defensive back Duke Mosley. James is new to the team, while Duke is entering his second year with the team. How you guys doing tonight?
It's going.
Pretty good.
Good. So I kind of want to have both you guys on. I mean, some of the guys obviously are familiar with Duke. James, you being new, I thought it was a good chance for everyone to kind of get to know you a little bit. So I'm going to start with a few questions for you. Actually, a question for you, James, and we'll go to back and forth. First of all, James, where did you grow up?
I grew up right here in Troy.
Now, Duke, where did you grow up?
Pompano Beach, Florida.
So how'd you end up from Florida to New York?
My parents split up and my mom knew about Schenectady, so she came here. And I checked out all the schools, but Troy High had like a good football team at the time, so I was like, I want to go there.
Sure. James, growing up, where did the love of the game of football come from for you?
Definitely had to have been from my father. Growing up, I always heard his stories telling me this, that, the other thing about how he played back in the day. And then he also coached me through Pop Warner. So that was kind of how it started. And then it was just downhill from there.
Right. Now, Duke, where did the kind of love for the game come from for you?
Actually, when I was in elementary school, everybody used to wear these Michael Vick shoes. And I was like, yo, what kind of shoes are those? And they was like, Mike Vick. So I Googled them, and I watched the highlight of Michael Vick. And then ever since then, I just always tried to be like Mike Vick. That's how I pretty much learned how to football.
Sure. Yep. Now, James, what age did you begin playing football? Is that, Pop Warner age?
Yeah, it was like flag was when I first started playing. I actually I found the jersey the other day when I was cleaning out the closet. My little flag jersey says the Water Boy on the back.
I think that's what it says in your jersey today too.
I'm okay with it.
Same thing for you, Duke. When did you really start putting the pads on, so to speak? Were you young?
Yeah, pretty much. I was down south. You play AAU. There's really no middle school ball or nothing like that. So you just play all year round. So I never really played organized ball until I got like to freshman year of high school, which was at Troy High.
Yep. James, was there someone that inspired you as far as did you look up to a pro player or a team or even a teammate that you looked up to as you started playing?
Well, obviously, growing up hearing the stories of my father was always, but as I got older and I started playing tight end, Gronk was definitely my go-to guy.
Now, Duke, you said you're kind of inspired, or at least started to be inspired by Michael Vick, early on. Yeah. As you started playing, was there someone that you looked up to as far as a defensive back or a wide receiver? Because I know you played both those positions.
Nah, I never played DB ever until like sophomore year. I was sitting on the bench, and my defensive coordinator was like, "How would you like to play safety?" And that was the first time I ever played safety. I was always a quarterback, so I never had.
Gotcha. Now, James, what was your first or your earliest football memory?
Well, it was my first year of flag, and I broke a touchdown. Just took off. That was I'd probably say that was probably my earliest memory.
Now with Duke, is there one that kind of stands out to you when you're just getting started?
Probably my JV year. We had a shaker game in the rain, and it was the first time I ever played. Like, it was cold, Like first time I was fresh from Florida, the first time I ever played like in the
Oh, geez, yeah, yep.
and
The nice November rain
I couldn't
or
stop
October
running. I
rain.
had to run up and down the sideline just to like
Mhm.
stay into the game and stuff. That was the craziest.
Sure. That's something you don't forget. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, James, as you're getting started and moving up through high school ball and all those kind of things, was there a player that you modeled your game after that you tried to emulate as a tight end or any other position for that matter?
What do you mean, like on my team or like pro wise? Because like
Any level, yeah.
Well, I always try to, like, back in the Pop Warner days, Brian Urlacher was the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then obviously, Wes Welker and Gronk were, the two guys that give, the 5'11" guy hope at wide receiver.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. Now for Duke, was there a player that you look? I know again, I would kind of rehashing some of the same questions in a sense, but outside of Michael Vick, was there a player that you looked up to and you just really wish you can kind of model your game after?
Yeah. If I was still a quarterback, Cam Newton, but right now I don't really.
Yep.
I don't really.
I'm gonna get him a Patriots jersey.
I don't really watch defensive players. I play defense because it's fun, but offense is like I love quarterbacks, and Cam Newton is like my idol quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I never watched. I don't have
he's
defensive back or nothing like that.
I got you. Now, James, was there someone that pushed you along the way as far as keeping you going, or you kind of did that on your own?
I think it was more or less the stories that my father told me that pushed me to want to have basically the same experiences, if not try to one up my father,
Sure. Now, Duke, was there someone that kind of pushed you along the way, or did that kind of have to come from within to keep you going in football?
Yeah, I just pretty much, just playing football. I never have nobody. I just watch players and then being around good people, being around people who want to play football, and that's pretty much what motivated me to want to play football.
Yep, absolutely. James, after high school, was there any kind of plans or hopes to play football after high school?
There was, and there was a point in time where I went the JUCO route because I did have a couple of Division I scholarships for baseball. And when those scholarships fell through during my JUCO, I thought about going to Becker College to play baseball and football. But then I got a scholarship to go play D2 in the city, so I took it. But football, I've always regretted not playing in college. So, yeah, that's why I'm trying to lace them up again.
No, I'm glad to have you. I mean, everything that, Duke in particular said about you has been true. There aren't many balls that you don't reel in, so we've been pretty impressed so far. You're tough, too. You've shown some toughness. So it's been good to see. So, same thing with you, Duke. Did you ever have any plans of playing after high school, or you just kind of fell into another opportunity?
No, I was just working after high school.
Yep.
And then 2 years went by, and I was like, I'm gonna go try to play again, see if I still got it. And I went to play for the Fighting Irish and all the other teams and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I was on a similar boat. I think I was 4 years out of college when the storm started. So you're right. You're right about where I was when I got started with the team. So I know exactly how it is. Now, James, this will be the first year with the team. What do you think you bring to the team this year?
I'd probably say diverse. I don't even know what the word is, but just like
a versatile player, and you can play here, there,
I'll
or
do
everywhere.
whatever to help the team. That's we all win together.
That's the name of the game. That's it. That's exactly it. Now, Duke, you're coming into your first full season. For some of the new guys, what should they expect out of you as far as a player?
I'm just gonna try to give it my all, go 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Good looks if I'm on a scout team, I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
Man. We got
you and me both.
Unfinished business.
You and me both. Let's start with you, James, again. What would you consider a successful 2020 season?
Well, successful 2020 season would be to not only get back to the ship, but to win it.
Yep.
I
Yep.
I hear you guys talking about it, and it just makes me want to work that much harder, and help the team win and get there.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. Now, same question for you, Duke. What do you consider a successful 2020 season?
It hurt last year, man. It hurt. It really did, but
that did.
We know what we got to do. Even on my part, I know what I did. I understand everything I did last year. And I watch it back and back, and I just know I know
Mm-hmm.
I think we all know what we got to do. The guys who came.
No, I agree.
The guys who coming on to the ship, we know what we all got to do. That's all.
No, I agree. No, I hate to talk about our I wouldn't call it our failures, but looking back at it, if you don't learn something from it, then what are we doing? So let's just be ready to make up for it and have one hell of a run. Yeah. Now, James, what are you looking forward to the most this season?
Honestly, just strapping up that helmet and being with the team again. There's nothing like it. I played baseball at the pro level, and there's nothing like it, especially the butterflies before the game. It's just can't describe the feeling. It's one of a kind.
No, for sure. Now, same thing with you, Duke. What do you look most looking forward to?
Come on top, man. That last game of the season. I just want to, if it's away, that car ride, does it be a happy car ride? 4 hours, 5 hours, it don't matter. I just want the
it can be 10 if we win. Who cares? Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, last question here. As things start to open up and hopefully continue to open up, James, what is the one thing that you're really looking forward to get back to as far as normal goes?
Pretty much just everything. It's just, I mean, you can't do much. Especially Walmart. It sucks not being able to go to Walmart at 11 o'clock when I need super glue or something stupid,
Yep, for sure. Now, Duke, same with you. What are you looking forward to getting back to?
Yeah, I think we all in the same boat. It's a pandemic. Yeah. Everybody's getting affected the same way, so I'm kind of I piggyback off what he said.
Sure, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you for taking some time this evening, and we'll see all you guys soon.
All right, see you.
All right, see you.
See you guys.